Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today I want to talk about Dungeons and Dragons, and I want to talk about my Disney Lorcana campaign. Give you a field report for my last session of my for my Dungeons and Dragons Disney Lorcana campaign. So I'm running a Disney Lorcana campaign using the Dungeons and Dragons 2014 rule set. And each player, each Dragon Master, chooses their player character by choosing one specific Disney Lorcana card. That is their character. That determines all of their abilities. That determines their hit points and their attack abilities, right? And so basically, we started this campaign, and this is in a playlist. You can check the playlist below. And my alpha player played Lilo and Stitch because they're kind of they're teamed together, right? So I allowed them to just play both characters together, and those characters are on one card together, which is kind of nice. And actually, they are on distinct different cards. So it was, I embraced page 4 of the Dungeon Master Guide. The rules aren't in charge. You are, right? And that is the power of Dungeons and Dragons. It's such an amazing, aspect of Dungeons and Dragons. It's why it really is, it's why there really is no art form like it, right? Like, we can change things on the fly in the way that directors can't, in the way that authors can't, in the way that video games don't even have any possibility of changing it. And we have the most fast and responsive. We have a form of narrative in Dungeons and Dragons that truly is as fast as the human mind, as empathetic as the human heart, and and has a fraction of the value of the human soul, just a fraction of the value. It's just because I really feel like it is one of our greatest achievements as human beings, and it's certainly our greatest secular achievement. So, so basically, I was really excited, and so I reached out before the second session. I reached out to the alpha player and I said, "Hey, okay, so we'll be playing again, and did you want to continue with Lilo and Stitch, or would you like to run a new character?" Right? And one of the things is I'm building these story arcs that are very flexible. We can bring in new players when we need to. We can run with the players we have all the time, and what was really interesting is the Dragon Master, came back, the Dungeons and Dragons player, and said, "I would like to play Tinkerbell." Right? And I was like, "Whoa, okay, all right." So so I went away, and the first thing I did was I realized, Tinkerbell is not really like any character that within the Disney Lorcana verse, right? So what is the Disney Lorcana verse? So Disney Lorcana, and so basically, the moment the Dragon Master said, "I'm running Tinkerbell," I, as the Dungeon Master, had a lot of work to do, right? So the first thing is, I realized Tinkerbell is a magical creature, right? And in session 1, I had used as a non-player character Rafiki. And Rafiki was a planeswalker. Rafiki could walk between the different worlds that exist within Lorcana, that Illumineers could access, right? And so right there, right out of the gate, the first thing I had to do, I realized, was I had to know all the worlds that Tinkerbell could access, right? Because we had established in session 1 that Peter Pan was gone, right? So I didn't know if the player was going to pursue Tinkerbell or not, and if Tinkerbell, and if the player decided to pursue Tinkerbell, I'm sorry, if the Dragon Master decided with their player character Tinkerbell to pursue Peter Pan, I needed to know all the worlds that Peter Pan could possibly be in, right? And that's no small task right out of the gate. Like, I had some work to do, right? So the first thing I did was I did a full review of all the cards in Disney Lorcana. And I can tell you something right now. So right now, Disney Lorcana, the worlds, Disney Lorcana is a subset of all the worlds that Disney has as active intellectual properties, right? And And that is an immense amount of worlds. And the reason I can tell you that is between Disney Lorcana first chapter, between Disney Lorcana first chapter and Rise of the Floodborn and Into the Inklands, Disney Lorcana has 34 distinct Disney worlds. Okay, absolutely incredible. Really, really incredible that they have established characters in Disney Lorcana that exist in 34 distinct worlds. Now you're like, well, what are those worlds, Scott? Well, I did the prep for my Disney Lorcana session, and I'm going to share that with you today. It's in the link below. So I have my own website, and I share some of my prep work there, and you can see my mappings between all the worlds that have been presented in Disney Lorcana, and then my taglines for them, like how I refer to them within the Dungeons and Dragons Disney Lorcana session. And so I did a lot of prep work to get all this ready and to be ready for when the Dragon Master made their first decisions with their player character, Tinkerbell. And I just wanted to share this with you. And it was really amazing. I really enjoyed it. And I was just shocked that they have introduced 34 distinct Disney worlds into Disney Lorcana. And there is no better way to explore those worlds, in my humble opinion, than Dungeons and Dragons. Every single word of that is my field report for my last session of my Dungeons and Dragons Disney Lorcana campaign, and my opinions on what I experienced. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a wonderful fetch millennium.